Hello everybody, welcome back to Spring Event Tier 2 Week 1. Hope you're well today, and we are here for the Spanish GP. I didn't get much information about this, I got called in the very last minute, so bear with me just for a few seconds. I just need to get all of the information up as I can. Hopefully we'll be going soon, but it hasn't gone to plan. We're 3 minutes late already. Here we go. So we've got we've got VER, we've got ECOS, we've got, if I'm saying it correctly, please correct me if I'm saying it wrong. If it is ECOS, then if I'm not saying it right, then just tell me. TRT, Vapor, we've got Vapor, and yeah, so TRT versus ECOS versus VER. And we're going to go into the Spanish event, so it's one-shot qualifying and a 25% race as we head off into the session then for our one-shot quali. Hope everybody's alright this evening. And let's see what happens in the next hour or so. I thought FOL was supposed to join, but turns out they're not. Welcome everybody in the stream. Hope you're all doing well as we're about to go into this one-shot qualifying. My name is Jamie Morris. It can be very interesting to see the race, see how the race pans out, because I know the Spanish GP is not a very good track to overtake on. It's quite difficult to overtake. It could be very close to each other indeed, and the DRS trains are most likely to happen anyway. So let's see how they all manage to. Oh, I need to be in a party, don't I? I'm speaking in the game chat. Apologies about that. What do I do? Do I go start? I'll just start a party up. Bear with me for a few seconds, folks. What the hell are you doing? There we go. Right, let me just get myself in a party, which I should have done before, so this is unprofessional from me. I do apologise if you could still hear me, but they can't. That should be better, right then. So apologies about that. That was unprofessional from me. That never ever happened. So I do apologise about that. So alright then. So let's see who I'm board with. I need to get familiar with the car. So this is Vapor, the blue team, and he's currently down in P17. So it looks like there's a battle between Joel and Nipo Racing. We'll go on board with those guys, see how they're doing. There we go. Nipo Racing is currently in first place in the green car. So Nipo is green as he's leading Galetto and VER Carter, who's the highest VER driver, I believe TRT. So TRT is Nipo Racing as well. So just need to get familiar with these names as he makes his way towards the end of sector 3. Now entering the sequence of slow corners, which can be very difficult. It takes a lot of care with the entry. This one, be very careful on traction on the exit of the corner. Now on to the last corner we go, and let's see what lap time Nipo Racing has produced. It's going to be a 40.4, and he's beaten Galetto by a tenth or so, ahead of Tom, beaten by a tenth again. VER Carter in P4, Super Guy in P5. Let me just turn the volume down because it is a bit loud. Right then, so the Dutchman of Nipo Racing in first place ahead of Galetto. TRT Tom, the highest TRT driver, in third place. No, he's not. That's Nipo Racing. VER Carter in P4 ahead of Super Guy. Fak in P6 ahead of Ismail. Joel in P8 ahead of Tab TDB. Raikio in P10 ahead of Forst. Symbolics in P12 ahead of Matteo Robbio. VER Obi-Twan in P14 ahead of Vapor, K-Mark. Don Ammo in P16 ahead of Herald, who got disqualified, and there's disqualified. There's 5 drivers, and Raj is the last one to get disqualified. If I do pronounce your name incorrectly, please bear with me, because I don't know everybody's name, so just be patient with me if I do pronounce your name wrong. Just correct me if I'm wrong or not. To introduce myself again, my name is Jamie Morris, and I'm the commentator for these events. Hope everybody is doing well as we head off into the session there. So let's see how it all pans out in the next upcoming minutes. Is everybody excited for this weekend? Bahrain back on? I am. I've been waiting ever since the last race ended. In the comments I can see, let's go TRT, we are TRT, let's go VER, let's go TRT. So a lot of competition going on there then. What is your predictions for the F1 2021 season? Is Lewis going to claim an 8th World Championship? Is Valtteri Bottas finally going to get that first World Championship? Are Red Bull going to get close to constructors with Perez and Verstappen? So the formation lap is on then, as I get the tyre information up. Is Aston Martin going to take 3rd place? Because they lost out to McLaren in the last season, just by a few points. But it must be frustrating for Racing Point to get miss those crucial points in the last races. Obviously they won the Bahrain GP, then Abu Dhabi. Interesting strategy from Raj down in 19th place, the only driver outside the top 10 to go on the soft compound tyres. So he's got a lot of positions to make up then to try and get ahead of the medium runners to make his strategy work out. So everybody barring Raj are on the medium compound tyres outside the top 10. The top 10 obviously on the softs, because that's the fastest time. That's the fastest lap they set on those set of tyres, so they have to start at it. So then the green car of TRT, Nipro Racing in 1st place. He's got Galetto behind, and that is FAC represented for FRC. TRT in green stripes there, and we've got VER car to the highest VER driver currently sat down in P4. Then we've got another TRT driver is Super Guy from the Netherlands, and FRC down in P6 representing FRC is Marl down in P7 ahead of Joel, ahead of TDB Vapor. Vapor is the blue car, so there's 3 drivers in Vapor. So in the top 10, then we've got Raikyo in 10th place representing TRT. We've got Forsted down to P11, Symbolic down to P12, Mata, Robbio P13, Obi-Twan P14, KMR P15, Don Ammo P16, Harold in P17, Magalit P18, and Raj, the guy that started on the soft compound tyres, down in P90. So expect him to get a good start on those brand new set of the soft compound tyres. People at the top 10 of the soft start on the tyres they set their fastest lap on, which is obviously the soft compound tyres, as we're about to get ready for the lights to go off. As I get the full map up for you, there we go. There are the lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. We are underway for the Spanish GP then. It looks like Galetto's got a much better launch coming out of the first initial phase, and he's taken the lead of the Spanish GP. It's 3 wide as we head down into turn 1. Carter up the inside of Nippo Racing. In fact, Nippo Racing swings around the outside, has the inside line, but Carter's gone off the track. And look at those V cars fighting for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Super Guy, Tom and Nippo Racing, as VR Carter, the highest VR driver, is currently in the gravel, and hopefully he's rejoined back on safely. So Galetto leads from Nippo Racing, Tom in P3 ahead of Super Guy. Ismail in P5, so we've still got a VR driver in the top 10. Joel versus Yaro in for P6, and Joel takes the inside line, moves himself up into P6, but he don't want to be doing that too often. Cutting the corner, he's seen in the track limits as well, so that could be a warning for him. Alright then, so let's see what happens further down the grid. So your boy Galetto is leading the race as we've got battles going on further ahead. somebody's taken out the cone there, and Forst has moved himself up from 8th place, so he's the highest speedy runner is Forst. Apologies if I do say Dave wrong. Symbolics in P9, so he's made up ground at the start of the race, so we've got 2 mediums inside the top 10 as we make our way onto lap 2 as Galetto leads after getting an amazing start. TRT Tom in P2 ahead of Joel in P3, and this is when the graphics glitch will start to happen. Here comes Raikio on Symbolics, made that rather easy, did Raikio, but further ahead we've got who is it? So apologies about this, the graphics glitch again, as Raikio versus K-Nark. Don't know what position they're in because it's all messed up at the moment. I thought they said they fixed this for this game, but I don't think they have, obviously, judging by that. So Carter, down in P18 after going on the gravel at the start of the race. Did he get pushed wide? I wonder what happened to him then. He was in a position to take 2nd place away from Nipper Racing, but Nipper Racing swooped around the outside. I talked about Joel getting a exceeded track limit warning for turn 8, and he's already got a penalty on lap 3 along with Obitwan, so got to be careful not to get too many of those, and early signs on lap 3 indicating that he's struggling with track limits. Driver down in P6 representing ECOS, if I am saying it correctly, apologies if I'm not. So the green cars look in control here with TRT, but sadly for Nipro is not leading the Grand Prix after Galetto had an amazing launch off the line as he sets another fastest lap of a 17.4, so he's got some good pace on him as the FAC driver. He's got a 1.4 second lead, crucially, to get outside the 1 second range of DRS. And looks like Vapor's about to make a move. No, he tried to make a move down the inside of Raikio, but Raikio had the outside line and stayed in 10th place. And we've got Herald all over the back of him. Herald started down in P17, I believe, and he's made himself up into P12 already, so good start from him. In ECOS as well, hunting down Vapor, K-Mark. Raikio in 10th place on the soft compound tyre. He's got 2 medium runners ahead of him, which you do want to see. As Yaro's got a 3-second time penalty as well down in P7. He's currently fighting Joel. That dirty air must be affected him so much for that to happen. And Nippo Racing has taken 2/10 out of Galetto this lap. So looks like Joel is struggling coming through sector 3 in those slow speed corners there. Is Nippo Racing able to get back 1st place after he lost it at the start? Looks like Matteo Robbio's had a problem somewhere. Yes, he has. He's had a problem coming out of turn 12, so he will be dropping down the order into P18 as DRS is now enabled. And look at Joel's ERS status compared to Yaro. So Yaro looks like he's on the move to overtake him then as we head down into turn 1. We go down the inside. Yes, he will. But will he have the momentum? No, he won't, as Joel takes the back 7th place, but there's a green car in the gravel. That's Super Guy from the Netherlands, so he has made a mistake coming into turn 2. Did he get on the throttle too early? Did he lose traction coming out of turn 2? He's currently being pushed down into P15. They were looking good, they were 2nd, 3rd and 4th, but sadly for him, he's pushed down into P16, so I wonder what happened to him. So that moves Ismail, the highest VER driver so far, into P... Oh, Carter versus... There they are fighting, but looks like he's got front wing damage. Front wing damage has Carter. Goes deep as Super Guy fights back, but he can't. Not enough space there, but he'll have more downforce. Oh! Yeah, he gets pushed out of the way. I wonder if he's got front wing damage, as Vapor has overtaken... Well, Raikio got off the track. And he moves himself up into P19. You don't want to get on the curve there because you lose the rear end, as I think Matteo Robbio did a few laps ago. Symbolics there holding on to P8 from Vapor K-Mark. The soft runners will start to pit in 2 laps time as another DRS train performs then behind Joel. Look at the ERS data compared to the 2. Will he go down the inside? No, thinks better of it. Too far back to make a move down into turn 1. So what has VR Carter is in the pits then to change it for a win, but what about Super Guy? Has he got any front wing damage from hitting the back of Carter? And let me just see. Well, let me go see it. Is his front wing okay? Yes, it is. Might have a bit of little bit of damage, but not enough to affect his performance. So here is Herald then in P11 fighting for the last points paying position on Raikio. Raikkonen on the tyres he started on the soft compound tyres, so they'll be ending soon. They'll be making their pit stops very soon. The gap staying consistent at the front. It's 1.3 seconds like it was last lap and the lap before, so not really gaining or losing anything. It's just staying the same, which he wouldn't like. 1.2, 1.3, and Tom's behind him as well, 8 tenths further back in DRS range. Wonder if those two will work together, but Symbolic's locking up there, allowing Vapor, K-Mark to get closer. So Tom's in the pits then. Our first soft runner is in the pits. Will he do the undercut on his teammate down in second place? No moves. In fact, Yaro, will he make a move into turn 1? Yes, he will. He will try to. There's a... oh, not enough space there. Gets out of shape. A bit wobbly. And that's allowing the TRT driver to come through. He's up into P5. As Symbolic's there. Look at the understeer from him as he allows Kmart to overtake him from P7. And he'll have to settle for P8. Can't make too many mistakes like that. They're costly. They are. So where did he rejoin then? He rejoined down in P13. Raikkonen and Tom pitted, and Tom's got a bit of clear air, 3.4 seconds to the next car in front, which I don't think will hold him up too much. Not in the same team, so they'll fight him off as hard as he can, but Kmart there has got a 3-second time penalty. I knew that was coming the way he was taking the corners. So 4 or 5 drivers then getting a penalty. Who chose this track? Like, personally, I wouldn't choose this track if I was them, because it doesn't provide much action or opportunities for racing. They said it was the VER event, so it could be those who chose it, but I see Galetto is now in the pits. So is Joel to get off those soft compound tyres, and Obi-Twan has got a 3-second time penalty as Nipro Racing has decided to stay out there for a few more laps. Could he get undercutted by his teammate Tom down in P14? We'll find out soon. So those drivers then coming out. Let's see where they rejoin. Matty Roberts overtaking. Galetto rejoins in P9. He's got... Tom almost got the undercut on him. So Galetto then in P9. 1.3 seconds behind Mato Robbio. How quickly will it catch him? I don't know, but hoping that... Lipo Racing hoping that will catch him so we can hold him up. So I think, judging by that, I think Tom will definitely undercut his teammate, because he's gained a lot on Galetto, so I dare say he will get the jump on his teammate. Can't afford to stay out there too long, so Ismail can't close up on him, as Mato Robbio's got a 3-second time penalty, and he's being currently under pressure by Galetto down in P9. I wonder if Nipo Race will pit this lap. He's sure got to pit this lap, because he's going to lose a lot of time if he doesn't on those old soft compound tyres, which he does pit. So the medium runners will take over, and that's everybody off the soft compound tyres. Wait until a few laps, and the medium runners will be on the softs. As Harold's overtaking Symbolic. Symbolic's in the pits for some reason. I wonder if he's going for the early strategy. Did he change? He's going to change it for a wing? I don't know. He's going to the softs that early. As here comes Galetto, then this should be an easy move, which it is. Look how Tom's caught up. Sorry about that. Symbolic's on the soft compound tyres, but here comes Tom. Will he take on Galetto? Yes, he will. Oh! Bit late there from Galetto, and that might frustrate Tom a bit. But Tom, crucially, in the 1 second DRS range and all over the back of him. Where has Nipo Racing? There he is, down in P10. No, where is he? P7. So he has been undercutted by his teammate, but he's got a bit of 2-lap fresher tyres than him. So his teammate could start putting as much pressure on him as he can. If I was him, I wouldn't be too happy with that. As Rago has overtaken Ecos for P13. Like I said, if I get your names wrong, please bear with me for that one. So then, Nipo Racing needs to get past Matty Robbo as quick as he can, so he doesn't get held up by him. Might overtake him on this straight, but what about Tom? Is he close enough to overtake Galetto? Gets a better exit coming out of the last corner, does Galetto. Much better launch compared to Tom, who's in the dirty air. But surely he's got to overtake him on this lap, or in this corner. No, he doesn't. I don't think he will. He's too far behind. No, he does not. He stays behind him. He can't afford to stay behind him for too long, because it's allowing these two to get away from him. So he's got to do something as quick as possible, but it's Symbolics on the back of Raikio, who's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so that's not ever a good sign to see. Look at the understeer from Symbolics then, using a lot of steering input into that corner, but back on board with Nepo Racing. Does he send one down? No, he's too far behind to do that. He's got to overtake him as quick as he can because he can't afford to lose anything. He is losing. Look how much those two have gained on him. Might regret pitting too late. Now he's got to do him. Yes, he does, surely. Down the inside he goes, and that's the move surely done for P6. Now his main focus is to catch these two, if he can. So your race leader is Frost ahead of K-Mark, Herald in P3, Galetto down in P4, our net race leader down in P4. So the gap between those two is 2.3 seconds. Does it go down the inside too far back for that one? Might save a bit of EOS until the next upcoming opportunities. Carter's got a 3-second time penalty. What could have happened if Carter was in this race? He's currently down in P20, or P19, sorry. He had the pace, but sadly something happened at the start. I don't want to assume what happened. Did he lose it by himself down in turn 2, I wonder, getting a bit happy on the throttle there? Who knows, but sadly for him, he's not in this race. Look like it's about to go down the inside of Galetto into turn 1. Wasn't Galetto, it was Nepo Racing. Galetto had a much better launch coming out of the initial phase. Let's see what Vapor K-Mark's doing down in first. Well, we're on board with him right now. He's got Herald right behind him, but into the pits comes K-Mark to change onto the soft compound tyres then. Sorry if I don't read the comments out because my Wi-Fi on the phone is absolutely shocking, so I can't read comments out. So apologies about that one. In fact, Nepo Racing hasn't gained anything. He's 3.1 seconds behind, so he's losing a bit more time to Galetto and Tom. So I think he might think about his strategies for the next upcoming races because I think he's cost him a lot, as K-Mark has rejoined in traffic where he doesn't want to be. But he is on the soft compound tyres. But saying that though, Symbolic starting P9 is on the softs too. So it's not really made an impact on Raikio. He's been behind him trying to overtake him, but at the same time Raikio has been stuck behind Joel too. So it looks like the main battle now is between Tom and Galetto. What can Tom do against Vapor? I think first and second will come into the pits this lap to cover the undercut from K-Mark, but K-Mark is stuck behind some traffic down in P10 between Symbolics, Raikio and Joel. So he's got that to deal with. Will they? Yes, they will come into the pits this lap. So Galetto will retake the lead, but he has got Tom behind him, ready to make a move. Not using any EOS, so I think he's saving the EOS up until the crucial moments in this race. Some people do that. TDB has got a 3-second time penalty. Where did they rejoin? So there they come then. Have they got ahead of K-Mark? Yes, they have. Here comes down the inside. Yeah, that was a bit common sense there from Raikio not to hold up his teammate. Here comes Symbolics, who's got a much better launch coming out of turn 2. Side by side into turn 3 we go. Into turn 4, and looks like, yeah, Symbolics has made the move on Raikio. Now he's got K-Mark behind him. K-Mark goes down the inside. Oh, that was so close to making contact with Symbolics. Here comes Super Guy. And Raikio's dropped back about 3 places. He did his best to defend, but sadly in the end for him, wasn't enough, and he'll have to settle for P10 behind. He's got Herald behind him too. Oh, he's hit the back of Herald. No, whoa. Got a bit confused there. Herald's hit the back of Raikio, and Vapor's gone through. TDB has taken 2 for 1. I think Herald backed out knowing he hit Raikio, so he's showing some sportsmanship there, so can't blame him for that. But the thing is though, he's cost him a position. and Vapor has taken 2 positions at the price for 1. And Force has overtaken Joel, that's an easy move. And here goes K-Mark on Symbolics. Symbolics have been pushed down into P9. You know what, if I made that move, I think I would have hit the back of Symbolics because that was a very brave move. Super Guy is now on the back of Symbolics. Symbolics, looks like he's struggling just a bit now. And Nepo Racing is not gaining on Tom nor Galetto, so it looks like Galetto is only fighting one TRT driver. On the battle for P9 here between Vapor and Super Guy. And Carter has got a 3-second time penalty. So Herald, what's he doing? He's currently down in P12. He's on a brand new set of the soft compound tyres. He's got 2 mediums, well 3 medium runners ahead of him. Then he's got Symbolics, who's got a 3-second time penalty. So it looks like Herald then needs to make an impact right now if he wants to get those crucial points, because he's got 2 medium runners ahead of him. And K-Mark has set the fastest lap of the race, currently fighting with Joel in P6. Super Guy has overtaken Symbolics around the outside. That's a good move from Super Guy. And he moves himself up into P8. Look at the understeer, that's the back out of that, does Symbolics. And yellow flags to set to 1. That is going to be, oh it is Carter again. It's the second time he's spun through there, but in the other side of the track. Where's our main guy? Currently down in P12 on a brand new set of the soft compound tyres. I'm surprised he's not made an impact. It's actually dropped back a little bit. I wonder, let me go see. Oh, that's a penalty from Herald, but I wonder if he's got full wind damage, because I did see a bit missing, if I'm correct. There's no way he's falling back on a brand new set of soft compound tyres. Yes, he has got full wind damage. I wonder where he got that from. So that explains why Herald is losing performance behind Super Guy and Symbolics. It's a shame really for Herald. He could have got some decent points in his hands, but it's like we're about to see a move from K-Mark on Joel. There he is, then made the move up into P6 ahead of Joel. All stays the same here, but we're going back on board with the top 2 because getting very close. In fact, Raj has overtaken, they're still side by side, but I believe he's got off the track as Magalit, so he has to concede the place to him. We'll go back up over Tom. Yeah, the ERS state is not looking good for both of them. As Carter into the pits, then he might go set the fastest lap of the race, take it away from whoever's got it. Go on board with Vapor because he's right behind Symbolics. There he is. Looks like Symbolics is now struggling on those soft compound tyres. Mo made the move down here, not close enough. Back on board with the top 2. It's a shame for Nepo Racing. Took pole, then he lost at the start by Galetto getting an amazing launch off the line. Tom, is he going to make the move here? Is he going to make the move? Is the penultimate lap? Can he go around the outside? No, he can't, sadly for him. So Galetto maintains the lead of this race on board with Super Guy. And he moves himself up ahead of Cole for P7. He's getting very close to the top, isn't it, between Galetto and Tom R. Who is going to win the Spanish GP? Will it be Tom? Will it be Galetto? Or will it be Nepo Racing if those two make contact with each other? Next lap is all or nothing from Tom. And Vapor right behind Raikyo for P10. The last pay points position. But I want to keep an eye on the battle for first place if I can help it. Will he make a move down here? Oh, late move from TDB, goes down the inside. Does it make it stick? Yes, he does ahead of Raikio, and he pushes himself outside the top 10. Back on board with Tom. All or nothing from him. He's got to use everything he can now. Will he go down the inside? No, he can't because he defends, and he parks his car perfectly into turn 1 and disables Tom from overtaking him. Was that his last chance, I wonder? Super Guy has made a move on K-Bar for P. Bit of squeeze in there from the 2. And he has over. Oh! Symbolics has made a move on Cole. They're still side by side because I believe he's got a legal overtake. And he goes down the inside into turn 4. They're so close. And in the end, it was Vapor who stayed in front. Last chance for Tom. Nope. Chance is gone unless Galetto makes a mistake, which I don't think he will. It's a fantastic job to maintain the pressure as Joel's trying to overtake Symbolics for P8. Down the inside he goes. No, he can't. Oh, that's a late move, I think. Yes, it is. And that is Vapor TDB. You tried to go for another late move, but it didn't work. Galetto comes across the line to win the Spanish GP. Tom in second place. Nepo in P3. Here comes Ismail, headed home for P4. What a quiet race from him. Forced in P5. Vapor Kmart in P6, but he's got a penalty. P6 for Super Guy. And that is the Spanish GP over. Wasn't too bad for the Spanish GP. But TDB cost himself a point by making a lunge. And that allowed Herald to take the place, despite having full wind damage. So points lost for TDB after making a optimistic lunge down the inside, but ended up in a spin instead. Sadly for him, and that is the race over. Not a bad Spanish GP, so Galetto from Vapor has won it. Faultless drive from him, did a fantastic job. It could have been a bit questionable with that little bit of a move with Matty, Robbo and Tom, but in the end it all worked out for him, and he'll come home with a win. Drive of the day is Herald, nursing a damaged car to P10. I don't know who he made contact with. And that is the race done and dusted for you as we move on to the next one. Will Carter be able to bounce back after his mistake? I don't want to assume what he did in P2, whether he got pushed wide or made a mistake by himself, but not a good result despite starting P2 from Carter, so that definitely needs improving. I meant P4, sorry, I looked at the stops instead of the grid. Hope you enjoyed that event. Pleasant to commentate. If you need a commentator for your league, message me. My name is Jamie Morris, also known as VER Indigo. Positive reviews for my commentary, so thank you very much from that. Try to keep it unbiased and entertaining as I possibly can. But if you need a commentator, I'll be here. Just message me on Twitter, VER_Indigo. Bahrain, this should be a much better one. Always love the Sakhir Grand Prix. It's always put on a spectacular show, no matter what year it was. Right, my predictions for the season then. I think Mercedes are going to be the top again. I'm not a Mercedes fan, by the way, but this is my honest opinion. Mercedes are going to be at the top again, but I believe Red Bull will get closer and they'll start fighting Mercedes and putting as much pressure on them. For the Drivers' Championship, I dare say it's going to be Hamilton. He's just too strong at the moment. Valtteri, good driver, but just needs to find something to win that championship. You can win races, obviously. You can take the fight to Hamilton, but at the end, I think it'll be Hamilton. Yeah, like I said, Red Bull will get closer. I believe there'll be a big fight between Aston Martin, McLaren, and Alpine. And then there'll be a fight between AlphaTauri and Ferrari. I think Ferrari will be a bit better than last season. They can't go downhill again because that car was shocking last season. So I think they'll be better. I think AlphaTauri versus Alpine and Ferrari. Then it'll be Williams versus Alfa Romeo. Then I think Haas will be last in the championship. I don't think they've got the tools to fight to be better in the midfield. So that's my predictions for the season. If anyone's got any other predictions, then just please put it in. I'm actually excited for the season. Can Perez get closer to Verstappen? I know Pierre Gasly, Alexander Albon, they're not really, well, nowhere near Max, but can Checo get closer? Checo has been in Formula 1 for 10 years now, and this will be his 11th season. So can he, with all of his experience, put on a big fight to Mercedes? I really hope that happens. We could see something happening. Get involved if you want to. This is all everybody's opinion, so everybody's opinions count, but as long as they're realistic, of course. Oh, the cause said Spudhead, so I'm going to read some comments out now. So hello Caesar, hello Ricciardo, hello Khan, hello Kelvin, hello Tony, hello Tommy, hello VRTBs, hello Philip, hello Tony, hello Joachim, hello Spunhead, hello Carter Lundy. Carter Lundy says messy start. That's unfortunate for you, mate. Hopefully you'll come back stronger next or this race. Spudhead, while you're here, what's your prediction for the season, mate? I wanna listen to other people and see what they say about the predictions for the season. I told you mine was Mercedes could be up front, but I think Red Bull will get closer and closer to Mercedes. I think they'll win a few races this year. Red Bull, Aston Martin, McLaren, and Aston Martin. Be a big fight for P3 between Aston Martin and McLaren. I'm not sure. I'm hoping McLaren will be up there again. Yeah, me too, mate. My bold prediction, I believe McLaren will get a win this year. I was saying that something lucky could happen this year with McLaren. Like, I believe they almost won a race in Italy, Monza, but Pierre Gasly won it instead, which I'm not complaining about because I'm happy that Gasly won it. But the car looked very good last year, and I think it will look very good this year. And saw Perez win in the Racing Point last year from not starting last, but got taken out and was in last. Apologies for the noise in the background. My bold prediction, Perez will beat Max. Oof. They're both tough characters, but I've got the feeling that Perez and Max won't get along this season. I don't know why. Danny Rick and Monaco perfection. Yeah, he always tends to do well in Monaco, does Danny Rick. He won there in 2018, could have won in 2016, but that pit stop cost him. I remember watching that race live and got very frustrated when I saw the Red Bull mechanics not getting the tyres out for him. Hamilton versus Rosberg 2.0. possibly. I could really see Perez and Verstappen not getting along. Like, it'll be like I don't know, will it be Verstappen versus Ricciardo type of thing? If that makes sense. I know they were good friends, Ricciardo and Verstappen, but Perez, he doesn't want to back down, does he? He really wants to, all he's focused about is winning races. He sees this as a big opportunity to win races, win a championship. I bet he's feeling absolutely motivated this year, being in a Red Bull. So, enough of that. Let's talk about one-shot qualifying then. So, Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's head down into turn 1. Want to be looking at the 100-meter board, braking hard through there as we head down into turn 1. Gear 1, extra rotation up into third for short shifting to minimise the wheel spin. To use a lot of curb into turn 3 there with DRS open for the second DRS straight. Heading into turn 4, braking at the 100-meter board, bring it down, late apex through there. Careful on traction through there as well as we come down into turn 5 and turn 6. Use the curb on the entry for this one and a little bit on that one. Use the outside. This one here, bring it down. I think people bring it down to first gear most likely, but we're on board with Harold coming down in P5. He had a bad qualifying in Spain, so we'll come down into turn 10. Double left-handed braking there, very easy to lock up. It was in the last game, but this game is a little bit easier. Headed down to turn 11, you want to use all of the curb on the entry. Late apex through there. On the power we go into turn 12, want to avoid the curb through there, and let's see what his middle sector is like. It's a 4.2 in that middle sector. And he's still, where is he? He's P2. Much better performance from Harold. Let's see if he can continue this momentum into the final corner, 100-meter board again. And let's see where the driver can place himself. It's going to be pole, second place. It is second place, and Galetto is on pole position with a 1:25.0. A banging lap time from him. Galetto looking absolutely comfortable in this second race. So Galetto ahead of Harold, much better qualifying from Harold. Nepo racing in P3 ahead of his fellow Dutchman in P4, Super Guy. Vapor K-Mark down in P5 ahead of Yaro. VR in 7th place ahead of Faust. Joel in P9 ahead of TDB. Symbolics P11. Raj P12. Khan in P13. Carter P14. And Cliffy, who's just joined, so welcome Cliffy. And there's your disqualifications from 15th downwards like we had in the last qualifying. If I remember correctly, is Galetto in Ecos? I think he is. Blue car, yeah, Ecos. So he's done a good job for them so far. He's won the last race. Can he do it again this race? Looks like he gets good starts. Well, I've only seen one race of him and that was last race, so I can't really assume he gets good starts, but it looks like he has got the confidence off the start. Yeah, Galetto is Vapor. Is Vapor blue? No, Ecos, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, sorry about that, apologies. I've got another league to commentate after this, and guess what? It's full qualifying and the race, so got this one to do and the next one to do, so quite busy tonight. I think he'll get a pen in the last race. Should be TRT 1-2. So Ecos is what? Yeah, that's Ecos in second place. The green cars are TRT. Yeah, I'm up to speed now. Thank you very much. Everybody looking forward to this weekend's race? Because I certainly am. I can't wait. I actually don't know what's going to happen, you know. I'm actually optimistic, and hopefully don't want to see Mercedes dominate again. They're doing it. They're the best team on the grid. No one can deny that. but no one wants to see them win all the time or dominate. Unless you're a fan of them, of course. Yeah, of course you want to see them dominate and do well, but I reckon it's be Hamilton versus Verstappen. I don't know why, but I think it's going to be those two. Then Perez versus Bottas. This could be potentially Bottas's last race. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Bottas's last season with Mercedes, because George Russell is looking at that seat. I felt quite sorry for Bottas watching Drive to Survive. I remember watching that race live in 2018 when Bottas had to give way to Hamilton. Germany, he was fighting Hamilton in Germany until he had to back off. Baku, he could have won the race in Baku 2018, but he had a puncher. In Bahrain, he just wasn't, well, didn't overtake Vettel to take P1. China, both Red Bulls on a brand new set of tyres, and Bottas could defend. Oh, there's a spinner in the background, and that is, who is it? That is Yara, who's just spun coming out the final corner. Not good for his tyres at all. Apologies about not reading the comments. My phone is absolutely messed up with the Wi-Fi. I think it's the Wi-Fi itself. It's not connecting, so apologies about not reading the comments out. I will try and read them as much as I can. Are we in for another thrilling race like we did in Spain? 5 lights. Away we go for the second round. I think second place got a much better start. Yes, it is. Harold has got a good start and is alongside Galetto as we head down into turn 1. He has the inside line for turn 1. Galetto, can he keep the momentum around the outside? He has the inside line as we make our way into turn 3, and Galetto stays ahead of Harold as Faust goes off the track of Vapor K-Mark. K-Mark has the inside line and he's taking 4th. Whoa, he's going to go down the inside of another one. Yes, he punches him out of the way, and they both go wide, and Carter has retired. Faust has got back at him, and he moves himself back up into P4, but here comes the green car, and he just gives him no space. A bit all messy at the start there, as he goes wide does TDB, and Nippo Racing then, out of shape, as Symbolics pushes him through the corner there. As we head down into turn 10 then, loads of lockups heading into this corner, turning the brake at the same time. And Galetto leads this race ahead of Harold. Harold having a much better race than what he did in Spain. So he's got Super Guy right behind him. He's got Faust behind him. And K-Mark, who tried to go down the inside of 2 drivers but it didn't quite work out. Or was it TDB? One of those 2 drivers. Nippo racing a piece. Oh, there's a spinner! Oh, it's a massive crash. It's the one he goes. And he is out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Who was he side by side with? I think it was Symbolics. So Symbolics and him went side by side, and obviously it all ended in mayhem. Symbolics the only driver on the medium tyres inside the top 10 on the graphics glitch. There it is again. TDB has overtaken his teammate for P9, not P9, it's P4 I think. As down the inside goes, I think it's Symbolics and somebody else fighting down there. Symbolics versus, come on. Where is he? Where is Symbolics? Never mind, this game should sort the graphics out. As Ismore goes down the inside of Khan. Apologies about the black box, it's me getting an invitation for my other league which I should be going after this race. The graphics need to sort themselves out, this is terrible from them. So then Harold staying in the 1 second range crucially of DRS from Galetto. Super Guy down in P30, P3 ahead of Faust in P4. TDB in P5 ahead of K-Mark, who's under pressure from Nippo Racing. That's a bit too wide from Nippo Racing. He'll get an exceeded track limits warning for that one, sadly for him. Joel down in P8 as it sorts itself out again. They did an update, didn't they? Claiming that they'll sort this out, but they haven't sorted it out. It's just stayed the same really, so it was just a quick update and that was it. Somebody's got off the track there, and that's Margaret overtaking Symbolics for P9. There's the VER drivers, P9, P10 and P11. Are letting their quickest driver go. Well, the quickest driver on the soft compound tyre is Khan making a move on Ismail. Headed down into turn 1 as Ismail defends the inside line. He can't get past, but DRS is enabled. He's right behind him, so he must get a better exit and better traction coming out of there. Oh, Nepo Racing is overtaking K-Mark as Khan gonna go down the inside of the VER driver. No, bit of contact from the VER driver and Khan, and he almost spins it coming out of turn 3. Oh! So that's a spinner then from VER as Cliffy goes around the outside of his teammate as they're still fighting down into turn 8. Oh, contact from Obitwan. Come on guys, be careful. Come on VER, be careful. As Jaro then, as Matteo Robbio thinks better of it and backs out, goes a bit deep into the corner as well. As Nepo Racing is right behind, well, in fact he's overtaken him for P6 sorry. As Mark does the under and over and tries to get back around the outside, not really a place to fight. Oh, contact again! But this time has he saved it? Yes he has. There he is then. Look at that, it's getting very personal between those drivers. I'm so glad I'm not in this race because it'd be very stressful for me. And Margaret is right behind K-Mark as Vapor TDB is in the pits. So the first soft runner to pit out of this race. Joel right behind Nipro. Vapor Mark taking an interesting line as Margaret then goes deep into turn 1, allowing Symbolics. In fact, he messed up turn 2 and compromises momentum into turn 3. And Symbolics then has moved up into P8 after Margaret's mistake. Where did he rejoin? So Mato Robert has overtaken Obitwan. Obitwan struggling through turn 4 there. Who's that? Who's that? That is Symbolics versus... You know, these two should work together. They can't afford to fight. These two need to work together. I'll try to read the comments out as quick as I can because I told you about the Wi-Fi messed up on my phone. So Force behind Super Guy then for P4. Herald is outside the 1 second range of DRS to Galetto, so it looks like Galetto has got this one covered so far. Unless one of these drivers tried to make an undercut on him. So where did he rejoin then? He rejoined down in 16th place, he's got clear air. And into the pits comes Galetto. So nobody doing an undercut on him then. Oh dear, we've got a slow moving car. That's Ismail coming out of turn 13. And where does he rejoin? So here he is then, Super Guys in the pits as well. So we've got some people pitting onto a brand new set of the medium compound tyres and we'll see where they rejoin. Here comes Galetto coming out of the pits then. Will he rejoin in any traffic? Out of the pits he comes, and I don't think he will. So I used to commentate the 50% race, so obviously there'll be no traffic because no one will be there, so apologies about that one. Symbolics behind his teammate again. Cliffy on the back there. Get a bit of wheel spin coming out of turn 8. I used to find turn 10, turn 9 very difficult in 2019 when I was learning new ABS. It was very difficult for me because I kept locking up. As Carter leaves the session then, Cliffy doesn't make a move on the inside of Symbolics. So he came in, I can't remember who left the session in the first race to substitute for another driver, but I can't quite remember who left. He's climbing all over the back of Symbolics. So would Herald, Faust, Joel, K-Bark, Margaret pit? Yes they will. Faust is pitted, Herald has stayed out there, Symbolics going deep and off the track, and here comes Cliffy then. As two more drivers enter the pit lane. And Cliffy will take P3, P2 away from Symbolics. They've both got DRS of course. Headed down into turn 1. Yeah, so Cliffy has got a pass Symbolics. Fair racing from him as Look at that. Super Guy's got ahead of his teammate of Faust. Where's Galetto? He's currently down in P5. So there's only, well, one more soft runner left in this race, which is Herald, excluding the company of Obituan and Ismail. Symbolics there down in P3. So any close battles, so we need to keep an eye on Herald. Let's see where he rejoins. Has he stayed out there too long? Now the undercut's quite powerful around here, so he was in second place before the pit starts, well, before the pit stop action started happening. So will he rejoin behind Super Guy? Has he stayed out there a bit too long? Is his pace on the soft tyre still good enough? Surely he's going to pit this lap. He can't afford to stay out there too long. Yes, he is. Into the pits he goes, and that's Cliffy going. Be very interested to see where Herald rejoins, because Super Guy and Faust are close to each other. If he rejoins behind them, they will be happy about that, because those two will be working together to try and keep him behind him, try and keep him behind them. Herald now exiting the pits. Where will he rejoin? And he's rejoined behind them both, as Super Guy's under pressure from his teammate behind him. Symbolics dropped down into P2. In fact, he's fighting with Cliffy. And here he goes then. Here comes Faust on Super Guy. They can't afford to fight too much because Herald is right behind them. So what will they do? Will they continue fighting, or will they play the team game? Keep Herald behind him. Looks like a Haas car. So I wonder how Herald will feel about that one, because he's got two TRT guys to fight. And Symbolics is getting very close on the back of Cliffy for P1. Cliffy done a very good job there, and he's run out of ERS2, as Ismail has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So Galetto is the net lead. He's actually pulled a 2.4 second gap, so he's got a good gap over Faust for P5. So I think Faust's main target is to keep these two behind him. He needs to keep Herald and TDB behind him. The opposite team. Those two can't afford to fight. Remember, they've got to play the team game here. Drivers don't really matter, as you can see. Faust is running out of ERS, so is Super Guy. Symbolics is in the pits with Matteo, so I think Symbolics is trying to do the undercut on Cliffy. Those two are fighting before the pit stops for them happened, and Super Guy can't afford to do that because he will get a warning for that one for corner cutting turn 2. I've done that plenty of times. It's not the only one to do it, it won't be the last one to do it either. Yellow flags to set to... Oh, that's somebody further ahead! Cliffy! Well, I can dare say Symbolics has definitely got ahead of Cliffy, and here comes Galetto. Is that tactical, I wonder? Oh, is that tactical? No, I'm kidding. Galetto won't let see the back of that green car for long. Here comes Gerald then on Cliffy. So who Cliffy will... Oh, there's another driver. That's Yaro's gone. Yaro is out of the race. He's crashed in the same place as Cliffy did. As Symbolics is overtaking Vapor Kmart for 9th place. So it's all happening now. Vapor clipping the curb there and getting a bit wide through turn 11, sorry. And what would Herald do then? I think yeah, Cliffy will definitely enter the pits this lap. I wonder how Herald will manage to get back on the podium fighting these two. Obituan has a 3-second time penalty. He knows that those two are running out of ERS because of the flashing light on the back of the car, but these two don't have no intentions of helping each other. I think they just want to play and fight, which is fair enough, but bearing in mind he's got to keep Herald behind those two. Got to play the team game here. Lap 9 out of 14, I dare say Galetto's got this one in the bag, unless he makes no mistakes. Faust is 1.6 seconds behind him. Supercar locks up again into turn 10. Herald all over the back of him. You can see the red light flashing on the back of his car, so he knows he's running out of ERS. And what about his ear? Yep, both of them are low on ERS. So Herald has got more than them, those two combined. Using a bit of ERS here. What will he do? Will he try to? No, he's too far back for that one. I don't want to lose any time to the green car ahead of him. This is his opportunity to overtake into turn 1 then. Supercar tries to defend, and here comes Herald. Down the inside he goes. Oh, good job. Faust saw him coming, otherwise contact would have been made. Will Superguy try and fight back on Herald into turn 4? Use the slipstream of his teammate. This is very good fighting. Herald, can he go around the outside? Has he got the momentum to go around the outside? Yes, he has. Can he try and stick with it? Oh, it's a very close race, so this could be very good. And Faust keeps the position ahead of Herald. So he's cleared one TRT driver. Yeah, he's cleared one TRT driver. Now he's getting rid of the other one. And try and set about getting into second place again and try and catch Galetto. Bit out of shape coming out of turn 10. Also, let's not discount TDB because he's still there down in P5. So let's see what he can do. But bearing in mind he's running low on the ERS as well. Oh, yeah, we'll definitely get a warning for that one, I'm afraid. Always want to keep off the curb. Side by side action between. Oh, Symbolics has gone off the track. And that was fighting with Joel. Surely he's got him. He's a sitting duck on the straight with no ERS. Very interested to go around the outside. He should have gone down the inside, but hey. He has the inside line for the next corner. Oh no! Oh no! Herald has spun coming out, well, made contact with Faust coming out of turn 2, and that's gone to tears for him. So his chance of a podium have faded. And that's it for him. He could have got a P2, but sadly, all went bad. Dare say these two are safe now. Looks like it'll be a double podium for those two. What team is... where is he? Herald's in Ecos, so the Ecos guys won't be happy about that one. You can see a big complaint between TRT and Ecos as another driver's got off the track. That's Matty Robb. He was in the top 10, was Matty Robb, and now he's dropped outside of it, so he's got a lot of work to do to try and catch back on those points. So it looks like, who's going to finish second there? Will it be Superguy or will it be Faust? Faust has managed to, Superguy's managed to save some ERS compared to Faust. Can he try and overtake him down the main straight? Looks like Galetto will win this race again. As Cliffy, 1/10 behind Kmart. Looks like this will be an easy move. But the battle is P2. And that was an easy move from Superguy. How will Faust respond from that one? TDB could still get a podium here. I think he needs to save some ERS to try and get a podium, but there's only about 2 laps left in this race. And Vapor Mark then, oh, made contact with Cliffy. And yep, he also gets sent into a spin. Oh dear. Not going well in this race, is it? So 2 laps to go of this Bahrain Grand Prix. Galetto out in front with a 2.5 second gap while these two are fighting for second place. Just looks like it's allowing TDB to get closer. Superguy versus Faust for P2. Vapor down in P4 with Nepo racing in P5. Who will get second place in this race? In fact, TDB most likely won't get a podium because he's got a penalty. So yeah, if he wants to he wants to get a penalty, if he wants to get a podium, he needs to pull away by a 3-second gap if he's only got one penalty. But looks like the podium will go to one of these two, well, both of them, if they don't make mistakes, of course. And Faust has overtaken his teammate for P2 again. Just going back and forth, these two are. Ismail has got a 3-second time penalty. Vapor's only choice to get a podium, well, I meant TDB's only choice to get a podium if one of these two get a penalty. Then he can fight one of them on track and finish ahead while he's got a penalty. So that's his only choice and option for him. Pulling away a 3-second gap is quite hard. Yeah, he's only got one penalty, so pulling away a 3-second gap is quite hard. So his only chance is one of those two get a penalty. Lockups everywhere to turn 10. I do see your comments, by the way, but obviously the Wi-Fi on my phone is absolutely shocking, as Cliffy has overtaken Obi-Twan for P12. Back on the battle for P2 then. Galetto's just had a very good race out in front, nothing's bothering him whatsoever. He controlled this race from start to finish. Last lap of the race. Super Guy then pulls out, goes down the inside into turn 1. Fast, will he try and fight around the outside? Yes, he has got DRS, so side by side going into turn 2, but he has DRS. DRS wasn't enabled in 2018 around here. I think it was introduced in 2019. Goes around the outside into turn 4. Has he got the momentum to keep around the outside? These two can't afford to make contact. And looks like he accepted his fate, did Super Guy. Yeah, these two can't afford to crash into each other, but Vapor's got off the track. And for his sake, did not get up another penalty. Last lap of the race. Imagine if these two make contact in the last final corners, allowing Vapor TDB to get a podium. Someone did say Vapor will get a TRT, no, Vapor will get a 1-2. Because TRT, no, it was the other way around, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the other way around. Perfectly controlled race from Galetto. Untroubled at the front. My guy rounds the final corner, has a slight lock up, and he will win the Bahrain Grand Prix for the second race in a row. Good job to him. Faust will finish in second place ahead of Super Guy. Apologies about that. Nepo Racing has got Herald behind him, and he finishes in P5. Joel finishes in P7 ahead of Symbolics. Oh, sorry about that. Looks like someone took it out the 100 meter board. K-Mark will finish in P9. In fact, Cam will finish in P9 with no penalty. He does indeed, and Vapor gets pushed out of the top 10. He gets pushed into P13. So Cliffy scores points as Ismail. Interesting journey through the last corner. Finishes in P13. 14, sorry. Here comes Margaret, and he will finish in last place. I hope you've enjoyed our tonight's entertainment. My name is VR Indigo, aka Jamie Morris. Any of you need a commentator, I'm willing to help. Locks up into the final corner, but he won't care anyway. Been a pleasure to commentate with you all and interact with you people, so I've enjoyed it. Both races were amazing, and if I do commentate again, I'll see you all then. So thank you for tuning in, guys, really appreciate it. And a big congratulations to Galetto for finishing in first place for both races in a row. Got outstanding pace, has Galetto. He'll be happy with that one. Easier race in Bahrain than he did in Spain. good stuff, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all have a good evening and have a good weekend as well. I hope you all enjoy Bahrain's race for the first race of the season. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you whenever. So thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you next time I commentate.